How's it going, everybody? I'm back to do another request for my Pisces peoples. Pisces is hot right now. So this is for Andy Dominique. What's up, my guy? A Pisces sun and a Sagittarius rising with a Taurus moon. This is interesting. I'm going to start with the Sagittarius Ascendant. You are in the position to be a leader. Not only a leader, but an enthusiastic leader, a leader that knows no limits, knows no boundaries, and is not detail-oriented on the way. There's more action taking place because they have to exercise that free spiritness about themselves. So what happens with this energy is because it's fiery, it's a fire sign. So what happens with this placement is there can be some irresponsible actions taking place because you want to be so free. Now, just because Sagittarius Ascendant energy will get you into some potential turmoil or some problems does not mean that they won't endure. They actually will. Most of the times they land on their feet. Most of the times. Sometimes they will find out though that Jupiter does not always deliver. All right. And as I said before, Sagittarius is the luckiest sign in the zodiac wheel. And Jupiter makes sure that. Now, Jupiter is about expansion, and Jupiter is about, some spiritual sense and higher elevation, right? So Sagittarius lucks up, or that energy of Sagittarius lucks up a lot in here. So as a leader, you will be able to experience those characteristics of that placement. However, you will find out that when Jupiter does not deliver, then you can attribute this to a lack of structure, in which Saturn most of the times is going to take credit for when you actually do get involved in some type of structure. Not saying that you ever will. However, you having a Taurus moon may help that, and I'm going to get into that in a couple of seconds, right? First, I want to explain, though, that I want to go deeper into the Sagittarius Ascendant and say that, they are seekers of the truth, however, actively. So some people do it the other way around. They say, okay, well, I want to plan, I want to study and do research on things to find out what works, what doesn't work, some more scientific approach to it. And Sagittarius energy says, no, I'm going to actively go search for the truth. And because the sign is mutable, that search spreads out. So like instead of channeling all of that energy in one direction, they try to hint at this, they try to hint at that, they try to hint at that, and it makes them diverse, which is a good thing. That's not a bad thing. What I'm trying to explain to us is that the energy will be in flux. So in their pursuit of the truth, some things that are already known by others is found out with the Sagittarius energy through experience. Now, this placement will be beneficial when it partakes in higher education, although they may not think that scholastic, or what is considered to be scholastic, is the actual real education. However, whatever higher plane or higher plateau that they can reach is what they discern to be higher education. From my studies, though, it's been found that when Sagittarius energy wants to do their best at what they participate in, when they pursue higher education, and they pursue religious aspect, that is when they flourish and are able to achieve more of the things that they want to do, which are varied. Also, because of the energy is scattered, you may find yourself dipping into industries that are not long lasting. And this is something that you have to be aware of. Some type of planetary aspect in your chart is going to have to nudge you to do some research and not take action in that manner, because this is exactly what I'm talking about, how the Sagittarius energy can be irresponsible. Now, Moon in Taurus and Sagittarius Ascendant is going to play tug of war. Sagittarius Ascendant is going to tug at Moon and Taurus and say, listen, stop sitting around and waiting to make your move. Let's go. Let's make our own move. And Moon and Taurus is going to tug at Sagittarius Ascendant and say, look, we need a plan. I'm not going out there with my chest out without knowing what I'm doing. So it's going to be like you might find yourself talking to yourself sometimes. Now, your Moon in Taurus is going to balance this thing out, because Moon in Taurus is going to bring things down to earth and say, listen, We can strive and we can be leaders and all that. I understand that. However, when we're doing this, I want a house, I want these clothes, I want this type of fabric, and I want to be able to do the type of things that wealthy people do. So with that being said, the moon in Taurus energy will also complement the Sagittarius Ascendant energy due to travel, because that ascendant energy is going to want to do some traveling and exploring of the world, and the moon in Taurus is going to be with that and say, okay, yeah, let's go on vacations, even when it's not vacation time. So also, when you are working with others, that fiery, snappy, blunt approach and direct way of communicating that the ascendant in Sagittarius does will be evened out by the moon in Taurus, because the moon in Taurus energy is going to make people calmer who are around you. It's going to affect them the same way that you are. So you may be the more laid back type of individual who still calls shots and is a leader. When you're in leadership positions like that, it's good because people don't see you panic and they don't see you jump to everything. When people see that you jump to everything or react quickly, it can make those people that are around you nervous and lose confidence in your leadership. Sagittarius energy is also highly relative to publishing. It's because you're a Pisces sun, because you have a Sagittarius ascendant, and you have the patience that is built inside of a Taurus moon. I'd say, like, career-wise, that a great position here, this is just throwing it out there, it would be writing, like publishing, because it gives you the time that a Taurus moon would need to gradually create something. And it also gives the Sagittarius ascendant energy the pursuit of actually, finding out what the truth is. Now, this may pertain to traveling, which is also good. It also complements the Sagittarius energy. And at the same time, it brings the ideas and the vision of a Pisces sun into fruition. Once you find the truth through actually writing, or it could be a novel, it could be actually, it could also be an autobiography, documentaries, things of that nature, because those also seek for the truth, right? So you can actually turn the writings into films and things of that nature to complement that Pisces sun that you have. Another thing I want to mention is that because of your Sagittarius ascendant, people from the outside looking in might not know exactly how you feel about them. That's the type of aura that the Sagittarius energy has. And, their blunt speaking ability is something that shows little regard for how people feel about the things that they say. And, that's that energy. So depending on what you utilize more, which is, for most people is the ascendant. Most people's game face that they show to the world is through their ascendant. So your Pisces sun may take the back seat most of the times, unless people get to know you and become closer to you into your inner circle, then they actually can see how fun and how compassionate that a Pisces sun can be. This would also add value to your leadership capabilities, because when it's like upper management or, board members or directors or something like that get involved with you, who will want to know like more inside information, they'd be able to relate to you better because you'd be doing some more opening up due to the exercise of your sun capability. Which is good, because in most matters, business information should be kept within the structure of your business, whatever it is that you're doing career-wise. And from the outside looking in, people should be held at a distance. That is, unless, of course, you choose to participate in an industry that enables you to communicate more. Like if you're doing like a talk show or reality TV or something like that, something that deals with interpersonal relationships, that would be an area that you'd have to work on to use more of your Piscean abilities. That is because people want to know more about the people these days. Like if you see how television has shifted to reality TV, it's because people get more attached by knowing who the person is in some sort of way. Like even, YouTubers are blowing up now because they get to actually take a glimpse inside of a person's everyday life. Whether it's just them making videos, they get to exercise their character through the screen. So sometimes, people are not going for the cold or aloof CEO type of figure that is unreachable. That's the way to stay around. I'ma hop into my avatar. You should hop into your avatar.
Let's update each other's repertoire. As above, as below, I hop into her avatar. She has above average bra, hop into that avatar. Hard drive in the software, I'm a passenger. Blue and purple hair, suck the Kool-Aid right out of her. Had the lady scared, saying prayers, said I'm driving her. Buns in the air, everywhere, if I'm backing her. Buns in the air, everywhere, I'm a special her. Put my balls in the court, high like my camera. Put some points on the border. You want me to tackle you? You wanna be knocked down? You want me to shuffle you? Yeah, shorty's on me, but I ain't jacking her. Dust settles, I don't. I do the spectacular. As above, as below, speaking my vernacular. I'ma hop into my avatar. You should hop into your avatar. Let's update each other's repertoire. As above, as below, I hop into her avatar. Put them rose petals on my wood if we hanging out. Two-face, homie, then chick, still I bring it out. Blue or red, pick, make a wish, bring it out. Stuff my candlestick in your cake, turn that cake around. Let me see. I'ma hop into my avatar. You should hop into your avatar. Let's update each other's repertoire. As above, as below, I hop into her avatar.